Hey, you clicked on the video. Welcome. I'm Shelly. I take it you're here because you saw a social media post or an email or an ad inviting you to detox. Well, you're in the right place. First, I want to say congratulations because this is a very important first step. This is where you lose weight without the gym. And instead of working out, y'all, we're going to work in. And secondly, I want to be very transparent and manage expectations about what to expect in this detox, who it's for and who it's not for. This detox is not a multi-day juice fast. There is some fasting involved in order to complete the detox. However, this detox focuses on detoxing your beliefs, detoxing your thoughts, detoxing your words, and detoxing your commitments. Once you detox those things, the body will naturally follow. In this program, we focus on the mind, body, and spirit connection. There's no separation of those. And thirdly, if you're looking to drop a few pounds because you just want to get back into your dress, this isn't a detox for you. And lastly, this program is a weight loss and detox program for emotional eaters. So if you are overweight because you're experiencing hormonal changes, or you simply just want to do a juice fast or a juice detox, then I highly recommend JJ Smith's programs or Alyssa Viti's programs of Flow Living. But for those of you who are here because you are an emotional eater and you want to lose weight, honey, welcome home. You are in the right place. This is the detox for you. So I take it you are looking to shed a lifetime of weight struggle and up and down battles with your body. And if that's the case, this detox program is going to be life-changing for you. Now, some of you are probably meeting me for the first time. So before we dive any deeper, I just want to give you a bit of background about who I am and what I bring to this work. So I'm going to start with my professional track, and then later on in the video, I'll share with you my personal. I'm a transformation specialist and a psychologist by training. I earned my degree from Harvard University in human development and psychology. What I've learned is that sustainable weight loss is all about habits, and habits are about neural connections. And so in this detox, I will teach you how to use your mind to create the habits that are going to sustain your weight loss. I'm a mindful eating educator. I've been teaching for 15 years. I have taught K through 12. I have given university lectures, and I have also trained corporate and nonprofit teams. I know what it looks like to take a student from A to Z. And weight loss is all about going from point A to point Z. And last but not least, y'all, I'm a foodie and a cook. I love food. If you've already seen my show, The Mindful Plate, then you know I love food. I have worked with Food Network. I am a proud member of the New York Women's Culinary Alliance. I have been featured on Dr. Oz twice. And Women's Health magazine named me as one of the top 30 Black foodies and chefs that you should be following. I know how to transform ingredients from to amazing. And weight loss, sustainable weight loss, is all about eating foods that you love. None of this eating stuff that you're just tolerating because you want to lose weight. So in order to be successful in weight loss, you have to have an integrative approach. And I bring my background in psychology, in education, and in food to help you through your own weight loss transformation. So I'm assuming you're here because you have tried diet and exercise and it hasn't worked for you. Well, guess what? You're not alone. We all have tried diet and exercise, and guess what? It didn't work. And most of us started with diet and exercise because that was, and to some degree still is, the governing wisdom of the time on how to lose weight. But you know what's missing from this wisdom? There's something else that has to happen before that weight loss can be properly sustained. And that's the detox. You see, the detox is an internal job. The detox is a recalibrating period that happens before your body can sustain physical weight loss. The detox allows you to learn your body as it resets. The detox tunes you into what your body needs, and the detox helps you understand your body's signals. The detox hones you in to how your body truly works. The detox is about transformation. Once you have this level of synergy and harmony and communion in your body, the weight begins to drop. Your skin begins to glow. Your energy begins to rise, and well-being becomes your vibe. Everything you need to lose weight is already inside, and this detox is going to serve as your guide. Now, you're probably like, okay, girl, I hear you, but still, how am I going to lose weight, and how is my skin going to look great? Well, we're going to start with your story. One of the ways that we humans make sense of our lives is we tell stories. And some of those stories are of our own creation, and some of them are passed down to us. They're placed on our bodies, and we end up wearing them. I want you to consider that every single pound that you weigh has its own story, and this detox uncovers them. Some of these stories can hold us prisoner because of the feelings that they generate when we tell them. And so as emotional eaters, we tend to eat them. Eating my stories brought me to 177 pounds. And when I detoxed, it revealed them. And as a result, I was able to release those stories and thus release the weight attached to those stories. How much weight, you ask? 60 pounds. In the next part of this video, I'm going to introduce you to the story that helped me detox. And then when we come back, I'm going to share with you specifically what I detox to go from a size 12 to a size 2. When a woman finds herself frantically wolfing down muffin after muffin, or incapable of chewing a stick of gum without counting its calories, or unable to stop herself from binging or purging, or seduced into eating the entire cake, she feels weak and out of control. Like Inanna, she feels her power has eroded. And again, like Inanna, she must take the journey down into her underworld to find her renewed sense of strength. In an ancient Sumerian myth, Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth, decided it was time for her to replenish her powers since she was feeling them waning. She knew that in order to do this, she needed to descend into the underworld. Her people pleaded with her not to do this, for the underworld was ruled by Inanna's vicious sister, Ereshkigal, queen of the great below. It was a very dangerous place, and many of those who journeyed there never returned. Inanna insisted, and so her closest assistant devised a plan to send help in the event that Inanna did not return in 3 days. Even though Inanna was the queen of heaven, Ereshkigal insisted that she enter the underworld the way everyone else had to, by passing through 7 gates. At each gateway, she had to remove a piece of her magnificent regalia and be judged by the gatekeepers. She arrived in the kingdom of the great below, naked and judged by the 7 gatekeepers. True to form, Ereshkigal killed her and hung her body on a peg. After 3 days had passed without Inanna's return, her assistant set in motion a plan to rescue her. When Inanna's parents refused to interfere with the ways of the underworld, Inanna's assistant sought help from Enki, the god of waters and wisdom. Enki sent 2 little creatures, neither male nor female, both endowed with the gift of empathy, to rescue Inanna. The creatures were able to slip through the gates unnoticed, carrying the food and water of life. When they encountered Ereshkigal, they found her mourning the recent death of her husband. The 2 creatures sat with her in her grief. Ereshkigal was so touched by the empathy they offered and was so grateful for it, since no one before had ever approached her with compassion, that she granted them their request for Inanna's body. They took Inanna's body and revived her with the food and water of life, and Inanna returned to her kingdom with her powers fully restored. So, like Inanna, on the journey to lose weight, you got to go inside to your inner world. And that's what this detox does. It takes you inside. And once inside, you're going to meet parts of you that are still holding on to past resentments, pains, hurts, disappointments, frustrations, fears. And you're going to meet parts of you that have been doubted and silenced and hidden and muted. When I detoxed and I took my journey inside, like Inanna, I had to go through several gates. And each gate revealed to me the story of a life event that I had buried. My first gate, divorce. Because I lacked the tools of the time to cope and make understanding, I downed my sadness in Oreos and Cheetos during my parents' divorce. That was the start of my emotional eating. I was 16. The detox had me revisit that time and begin the healing process of addressing those internalized feelings of shame and resentment. Those feelings had been keeping me away from intimate, close relationships with the men in my life. And so by healing those, I was able to release the weight and also make room for love. My second gate, abortion. I was once in a relationship with an abusive man. And during sex, our protection slipped off. He knew, but he didn't tell me. And in that moment, my consent was gone. From then, my life was forever changed. I became pregnant, and that pregnancy turned into a medically threatened miscarriage, and I chose to have an abortion. Afterwards, I spent 8 months in a deep, dark depression. And during that time, I ate and 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 I ate because I needed something to fill those holes that were left in my soul. My third gate, foreclosure. Not on one, but on 2 homes. I bought my first rental property when I was 26, and I bought my first home when I was 28. And in 2012, in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, I lost both of them. My fourth gate was losing a $300,000 investment. My fifth gate was filing for bankruptcy and having to start all over again. And my sixth gate was my daddy's death. I was a daddy's girl. And in the same week of foreclosure, losing the investment, and bankruptcy, my daddy died. And it was in that moment that I knew there was no amount of food, y'all. There was no amount of food that I could eat that was going to bring my father back again. And so for the first time in my adult life, I decided not to emotionally eat and instead deal and heal with what was present inside of me. And that was when I began my detox, and it was the start of my weight loss transformation. Now, you may not go through the same gates because everyone's weight has its own story. And I'm sharing with you the weight of my story because I want you to know that weight loss is possible for you. If I can detox the experiences of divorce, an abusive relationship, abortion, foreclosure, losing money, bankruptcy, and the death of my dear father, then trust, nothing is off the table here. Whatever it is that you are going through, whatever it is that you are dealing with, it can be detoxed. But listen, I'm not the only one to have this type of experience. Like, this detox is not unique to me. I'm not the only one to experience these type of transformative results. I've helped other women do the same.
I didn't really have a very good relationship with my body before we got started. I had just come out of a very sort of painful relationship breakup, some very significant surgery, all of which had contributed to me gaining about 55 or 60 pounds on top of the weight that I had sort of been putting on over the years just because of inattentiveness and stress. I don't think I had a clear understanding that people did have actual relationships with themselves. I think I took for granted that the body you live in is just sort of a thing that you carry around with you. And sometimes you take good care of it and sometimes you don't. You know, if I shopped, I never shopped where I said, what would I like to wear? How can I make this beautiful? How can I feel confident in this? It didn't matter if I liked it. I was always seeking someone else to validate that what was going on my skin was appropriate, that it made them feel good. I felt like I was always finding ways to stand behind or to the side of someone so that they could take the light off of me. And so the conversation really led me to start this journey of connecting the physical body with the emotional self, with the spiritual self, and start to see those things as one very connected unit. With all the prior diets that I had been on, I had not been successful. I'll lose 15 pounds, I would gain back 20, and it wasn't sustainable for me. And so this program was the first one that I have ever been really successful on. I lost 69 pounds over the course of 7 months. I was back to my college weight, which was amazing. And it was the first time I ever felt so confident in what I was eating that it spurred me to start working out. It really was a life change. What I gained from weight loss was a power, not because I was a smaller person, but because I'd gone through a journey. I don't know that I could have unlocked any of that in a weight loss only journey. I think I could only have unlocked that in a journey that connected my spirit to my body.
It feels like you're just sitting down talking to a friend, having a good time, and she's bringing things out of you that you never knew about yourself. It felt very natural. I didn't feel pressured. I didn't feel judged, and that's a big part of this too, or anything like that. So I felt very comfortable and very free to be able to express myself and to have you just bring things out of me that I didn't even realize. I was able to identify triggers, certain triggers that I never identified before. I think the most profound one for me was the whole crunching. And we talked about that before, about why I needed certain, I always say, I just love potato chips. But it was so much deeper than that. It helps me, like when I'm in those uncomfortable spaces, to identify those triggers and to find alternatives. I'm more consciously aware of those things. And so because I can have a talk with myself or try to find an alternative. What I mean by that is, let me get some cucumbers and sprinkle some salt on it, and instead of reaching for the bag of potato chips.
It restored a lot of ownership over my physical self, and unlocked for me the ability to get to my emotional self as it related to my physical self. It was really working with you that got me prepared to be more effective in the other program. So many weight loss programs, nutrition programs, diet programs, lifestyle programs are really built around this notion that it only needs to focus on the one thing that the program focuses on. And so starting with you was a great way for me to level set with myself and what did I need to work on before I actually started to focus on what foods went into my body. And I don't know that I would have been set up for the kind of success that I was going in with a much more mindful attitude, much more attentive about how the foods I was eating were making me feel and what eating them was actually satiating for me from an emotional standpoint.
I've had therapy before, and the cost, I've paid a lot more for many therapy sessions, and what I got from you in 3 sessions was just that tenfold. It was probably like a year worth of therapy.
So ladies, I will say this, Equinox costs about $250 to $300 a month before a trainer, and you have to make a 12-month commitment. And gyms across the country range in prices from $10 up to way more than $250 a month. And we agree that we might get a gym membership and we may not use it, but we'll pay for it. And that's because we think the long-term benefits of going to the gym are going to get us to our goal. We will buy organic foods that are double the price of whatever it is that's in the store that's not organic, because we think in this moment, if we do this thing, it's going to get us to where we go. You don't want to pay for cheap lawyers, cheap insurance, cheap tattoo artists, and you definitely don't want to pay for the cheap emotional support person that teaches you how to get your body and your mind the way that you want it to be, because you're going to get what you pay for. And so the investment in yourself is really valuable. It means that you have someone who's walking with you on the journey, making sure that you have individualized attention, because it is a lifelong investment that you're just front loading the cost on. The tools and the skills that you learn will impact you not just in this moment and not just in the moments that you're working together, but they will influence you in the times when you do get the gym membership and you do go to buy the groceries, and when you do start the conversation with the new person and you shop for the new clothes. These are the types of things that will play in your mind. They're an experience that stays with you.
So now you've heard from me and you've heard from the other women who have gone through this transformative detox program. Let's talk about you. So you're still watching this video because you want to lose weight and you're hoping that this detox can help you. It can, and it will. If you've ever thought about yourself as lacking willpower or having poor discipline, I got news for you. All of that is untrue. You're not lacking. And weight loss is not about willpower. And you are very disciplined. You just happen to be disciplined to a habit that doesn't serve your highest interests. And that habit is emotional eating. So this detox helps you look at your habits and then replace them with habits that actually serve your highest goal. So instead of focusing on being disciplined, this detox teaches you to focus on being obedient through the obstacles. Because life is going to serve you plenty of obstacles, and you have to remain obedient through the detox process. This detox gives you an opportunity to establish a personal practice of self-mastery. Now let's say that you decided not to detox and you decided to go through the traditional means of weight loss. So we're talking about the diet, the exercise, the gym membership, all that stuff. Let's see, what would that cost you? Well, consider that you join one of the leading weight loss centers and they have a meal plan. That meal plan costs you $25 per day, which ends up being $700 per month. But that's not it. There's also a $20 per month fee plus a $99 joining fee. So now you're at $819 per month for this weight loss center. And then you're like, you know what? I want to boost my meal plan. So I'm going to add a detox weight loss tea. Now that detox weight loss tea, depending on whatever brand you use, is going to be anywhere between $20 and $70. So we're going to add that to the cost of our weight loss. And then you decide that you want to get therapy because you're not really happy with how you look and you just want somebody to kind of help you sort things out. So you decide to meet with your therapist once per week, and each session costs you $150, which then leads you to $600 a month in therapy. And then you're like, but I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. So I'm going to go to the gym. You know what? I'm going to hire a personal trainer because that will force me to do this exercise. So you hire a personal trainer. Each session costs you $55 each time you meet, and you decide to work out 3 times a week. And so that leads you to spending $660 a month on exercise and personal training. And then you're like, oh wait, let me get a health coach, because that health coach is going to help me see the whole process and put it all together. So you meet with your health coach twice a month. Each time you meet is $100 per session, so for a total of $200 a month. So in 1 month, your attempt to lose weight costs you $2,350. And we haven't even added those days from work that you miss because you had binged the night before and you don't feel well, or because you woke up and nothing in your closet seemed to fit your body, so you called out. But here's what I want you to know, that even if you did all of those things, if you have not detoxed, it is all for naught, because inevitably life is going to serve you an obstacle. And if you have not created new habits to replace the old habits that are keeping you stuck at this weight in a body that you don't desire, love, nor like, you will revert back. So in order for you to sustainably lose weight, you gotta detox. And unlike that $2,350 price tag that we just talked about, this detox is going to cost you less. Over the course of the detox, we're going to come together virtually, and we are going to spend time getting to the root of your weight. We're going to identify your trigger cravings. We're going to replace emotional eating habits with mindful eating habits. We are going to practice body awareness exercises. We are going to track your meals. We are going to conduct weekly weigh-ins. And guess what? It does not involve a scale. We are going to transform your kitchen. We are going to make over your favorite foods, because listen, if you got to sit here and eat foods that you don't like, then what's the point? None of that. We are going to make sure that you love everything you eat, and it's going to serve your weight loss. We are going to transform your relationship with food, because that is what's going to transform your body. We are going to make room to heal your past and release anything that you're holding on to that's keeping you stuck at this current weight. And of course, last but not least, we're going to lose weight, emotional and physical. By the end of this program, you're going to have a meal plan. You're going to have a grocery shopping strategy that fits into your life and your schedule. And you're going to have recipe ideas that will be full of foods that you love, that are going to sustain your weight loss process and feed your well-being. So that weight problem that you have, this detox fixes that. Those body issues that you have, this detox solves them. Your on again, off again relationship with your diet, this detox changes that. And remember, weight loss is a goal, and this detox will help you achieve it. Weight loss is a vision. In order to achieve it, you have to see it, and this detox will help you see it. And weight loss is a mindset, and this detox will help you become it. So if you've made it this far in the video, shout out to you. You must be ready to register and get started on your detox. So look into the description and click the link that says register now. Once you click that link, it's going to lead you to a page that will give you a full overview of the program, plus the link to go ahead and register so you can be ready when we start our first session. If you've reached this point in the video and you have a few questions that you want to clarify before you sign up for the detox, then look in the description and click the link that says, I have questions. That's going to take you to my Calendly, and there you can look at the available appointment times, set up some time with me, and you and I will meet over Zoom or the phone to clarify any questions you may have. And for those of you who've reached this point in the video and you're thinking, this is cool, but you don't think it's for you, then I want you to think about who in your life is this for? Because I know that you know someone who is struggling with their weight and with their body and is an emotional eater. This detox is for them. So by all means, please forward it to them. All right, you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to assisting you in your transformation. Be well.